What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Zagnomics Gaming. Today I want to go over the brand new weapon revision 0 that was added recently inside of Destiny 2. I know I've been gone for a while. There's been a lot of things happening in my life, promotions, some family illnesses, etc, but I'm back. This will be my first video for this year. Now, going over revision 0, first and foremost, the mission is absolutely breathtaking. I absolutely love this mission. It's probably my favorite mission of them all, and I really didn't need an exotic weapon to actually play this mission. I've played it so many times now and I absolutely love it. Now, my review of this weapon may upset some people and some of you may agree with me, but I just want to express that doing this mission, regardless of getting the exotic or not, is still definitely worth it. There's a lot of secrets, a lot of hidden secrets inside of this mission, and a lot of lore behind it. But the weapon itself, Revision 0, is just blah to me. It's not very good inside of PvP. It's okay. It can't really compete with the likes of Disparity, which is another new pulse rifle, or BXR, which I believe is my favorite personally 450 round per minute pulse rifle to date. With that being said, the perks that I actually have crafted on Revision 0 may differ a lot between other content creators, but me personally, I love the snappiness of all my weapons, so I have really built into that. But first, let's go over the fact that Revision 0 has two firing modes. One is a heavy burst, which is it has more damage, but it's less stable. But there's also a light fire burst, which is the standard rate of fire for this weapon. Now, the main issues with this weapon is basically the state of PvP at its given moment. Right now, if an opponent takes a little damage, they're gone, and there's heavy abilities right now inside of PvP. So I'm more so play towards crowd control over anything, and this pulse rifle just doesn't suit my playstyle, and it's more than likely not going to suit yours either, just because of the given fact that there are better pulse rifles currently that you can craft, as well as this weapon just does not feel the same. And you know, there's the BXR, for example. It's a lightweight frame. It has the legacy BXR perk, and you can hip fire with it. It's just amazing weapon. It feels really good. The zoom on it's impeccable. But with Revision 0, you just don't get that same feeling, and I think that's the main issue with this weapon. For the perks that I have, the ones that I found to be more consistent with me and my playstyle, because I play a little bit more aggressively, is for my barrel perk, I'm doing fluted barrel, ricochet rounds, elemental capacitor, which I am using an arc subclass to increase that handling all the way to 100. And then I do occasionally use the heavy burst fire, but not as often. It just depends on the map. And since everyone is more so playing team strategy, especially inside of Clash is just a camping mode. So I feel like when you're playing Clash, you definitely have to use the heavy burst fire mode. And when you do this with the role that I have consistently, you will get pretty much 100 range, 95 stability, and 100 handling, which is amazing. I mean, you pretty much have a maxed out weapon, but it sort of feels like Crimson in a way, where Crimson has those max stats on paper. It should be really good, but it just doesn't perform like it should. I really feel like this weapon needs a buff. Now, for the catalyst itself, all day long I am using the pressurized refit, because you get them increases once you reach half capacity of the magazine. Whereas currently right now I'm on Hunter's Trace 4, which that allows me to actually get more ammo, it improves your weapon, etc. So right now with the heavy burst fire mode, I get 20 rounds, so once I hit 10, the catalyst will kick in. Now with the light fire burst mode, you have 40 rounds, and at 20 rounds, once you get the mag to 20, then the under pressure will basically proc, and you'll be able to take advantage of those benefits. Now, Hunter's Trace 4, it allows you to actually create targeting data, which I'm not really a fan of, just because if you die, you lose all the targeting data. So this weapon really synergizes around playing a lot more tactical, passive play. You don't really want to push too much, especially with so much ability spam and everything like that. Now, once you get enough targeting data, you basically turn this weapon into a sniper, which, I mean, wow, I mean, it really speaks for itself. Does it do a lot of damage? I mean, it's roughly the same as a regular sniper. At that point inside PvP, you might as well just run your basic hand cannon and an actual sniper itself. The only advantage to this weapon is it doesn't take actual special ammo, but you have to get the targeting data. And I feel like this weapon just does not hit hard enough or efficiently enough to warrant the use of this weapon. And like I said, it's okay. It's not a bad weapon. You can ball out with it and get a lot of kills and have a lot of fun with it. It's just, it's not really for me. You cannot die, first and foremost, to even take advantage of the amazing perk that this weapon has. With all the ability spam and everything that's going on as far as like fast gameplay and the camping aspect inside of Clash right now, it's just not a good weapon to actually use. I would much rather use a BXR, Disparity, I think I'm saying that right, Peace of Mind. There's so many other good pulse rifles out there, and there's so many other good exotic weapons out there. Now for PvE, this weapon is okay, but there's really nothing artifact wise or mod wise that really synergizes around it. Like for example, we have weaken clear for grenade launchers. So for me to give up my exotic to use Revision 0, I just don't see it beneficial towards me at all, especially with in-game content. Revision 0 is okay. It's a nice collectible to have, but at the end of the day, you're trying to win. You're trying to complete all the objectives that you're destined to, and I feel like Revision 0 just isn't there yet. That's not to say that it won't be a good weapon. It's just nothing really synergizes around it mod-wise. Now, if I'm going for PvE, pretty much my perks stay the same, but I will be using Vorpal Weapon instead, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll get 4th times of charm for the catalyst, and I feel like that would be a better catalyst for PvE because I'm hoping once you get into the sniper mode, you can shoot the sniper 4 times once you get the targeting data, and then you'll get an extra one for free. So that may increase DPS, but like I said, it's far-fetched and it's hard to justify using this weapon when you have weaken clear, you know, with a horde, and there's just so many other better options out there right now. Maybe next season if they add, you know, I don't know, a pulse rifle buff or something like that, then fine, but I don't see it happening. Unfortunately, this weapon has all of the right stats, but it just underperforms, and that's just the sad truth of this weapon. I know it does have a 4.2 inside of PvE and PvP, but for me, I'm gonna drop it down to a 3.5 in both activities. Right now, there's just so many other better weapons that you can use for your exotic slot, and like I said, there's no mods that actually support pulse rifles right now other than anti-barrier and pulse rifle loader. That isn't going to do it for me. So personally, I would still do the missions, upgrade it, craft one, etc., etc. Once you get Hunter's Trace 4, the weapon will be a lot better, and obviously the weapon changes cosmetically week to week depending on what mission you are on. And yes, you will have to do the legend version of it if you want to get the catalyst, but like I said, it's just not there for me, not right now anyways. Tomorrow I will do the mission again, and I'll try to go inside PvE and see if we can't get a 5th round to proc after we shoot 4. But other than that, there's really nothing else. Now that doesn't mean don't do Operation Seraph Shield. I'm sure many of you have already completed it anyways. The secrets inside the mission, everything that's associated with it is absolutely breathtaking. All the images just being in space and everything like that. It is a phenomenal mission, and even if we didn't get an exotic associated with that mission, it's still a beautiful mission for this season. Now, I know there's a lot of debate going on with Outbreak Perfected and Revision 0. Personally, I agree with majority of the people that claim Outbreak Perfected is better. It is a better weapon to me, but that's just my opinion. Like I said, Revision 0 has all of the right stats, but it just unfortunately underperforms, and I don't see no way to actually go around that unless it actually gets a buff. At this time, I want to thank you all for the support. For anybody that has still stuck around after this amount of time, which I believe my last video was about 4 months ago, My next video will be about Ikelos weapons, so stay tuned for that. We will be crafting some weapons, and I will be reviewing all of those, so stick around for those. Until next time, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week.